This is Matt for IntuBoxing. I'm delighted to be here with Just Business Joshua Buatsi. First of all, talk to me about this trip you've had. You've come from the States, you've landed earlier today. Feeling a bit jet lagged, a bit tired?
No, I'm good, man. I was listening to Eddie Day. He said, he came in last night. Bro, I came in 3 hours ago. So it is what it is. It's part of the job. This is the bit that I've got to do to promote the fight. And I'll be straight back out in camp. So, yeah, it's just a day.
What a fight this is, by the way. We talk about big fights that aren't for world titles, and there's a lot on the domestic scene that can get made. This is definitely one of them. There's other big names in it, but how much does it say about not just you, but him as well, for saying, you know what, we'll step up, we'll take it. We're not going to rest on his laurels waiting for world titles. How pleasing are you can win have such a big event?
Yeah, no, it's good that, both our teams accepted it. I think Eddie made a good point up there. He said people are waiting for world title shots, and sometimes it's not that straightforward, so you have to have meaningful fights. So I'm glad I'm in one. Credit to Spider's team, my team, for making the fight happen as well, man. So we're here.
There doesn't seem to be any animosity between you. You both live, I believe, a stone's throw away from each other. Is a lot of pride coming into this, a bit of a battle for bragging rights. Do you feel that sort of coming into this?
Yeah, I feel bragging rights will be on the line too. And for me, I'll be honest with you, I think fighters are the most prideful people, especially in the ring. Out of the ring, we may be different or whatever, but when we get in the ring, everything's on the line. Your pride is on the line. Like you said, we're both from the same or areas that are near each other, so it's on the line, man.
Now, you two have sparred many rounds together, I believe. Have you seen something in there where you know what, when it comes down to it on that night, I know I'll be able to exploit this on this, or is that just a case of sparring, we don't take much from it? What do you take from that?
Yeah, for me, sparring is sparring, bro. I can't even remember the sessions. I know, I think it was
that long ago,
after the Olympic Games, yeah, so I couldn't even tell you how it went. I can't remember too much about it, but I have the approach that as long as I keep improving what I need to do and work on what I need to work on, and again, see the weaknesses that he's got, I'll be able to exploit it.
Now, you're learning your trade now under Virgil Hunter in the States, one of the best trainers in boxing at the minute. What are the subtle changes and differences that he's added to your game that you've noticed since he's come on board? Obviously, yeah, you've had tough fights yourself, but what have you noticed in yourself? Is this something where you go, you know what, he's helped implement that or added that? Not to give game plans away, but little differences.
Do you know what? It's just foundations, which we easily drive away from. So I'm constantly reminded to go back to the basics, back to the foundations. So daily, I'm just practicing that. And once you're kind of cementing that, then you can add your flair to it, add your own style to it. So for me, it's just literally back to the basics.
People talk about Craig's had it the tough way, and he's been in with Frank Buglione. He had the fight with Bivol, but let's not forget you went in there with a guy who absolutely tore apart the golden contract in Richard Bolotniks, and you put on a dominant display. You've had that tough fight with Kalic. Do you sort of think that maybe you don't get enough credit? And I'm not saying that's what you have to be. You maybe think some people look and think you've not had the credit for them victories, that you've took on them opponents already and got impressive wins.
I think in life, or especially in the sports industry, people forget things quick. So I don't sit here and cry about it, do you know what I mean? And I think also the narrative that he's taken the harder way in a pro career compared to me, because I took the amateur route and I did win the amateurs. Bro, we're both amateurs. Thankfully, I managed to do well. And when you do well, this is what comes with it. I didn't get up and say, do you know what, I want to take this route, so let it happen. You know what I mean? You had to work for it. So. But again, like I said, we're in an industry where people forget things. What you did today will be forgotten tomorrow. So can't take it personal.
Well, you're here now. It's a huge fight. Eddie says it'll be in London. Obviously, we know the arenas that are in London. You must be wanting this at the O2 Arena, surely. For
sure, bro. I want it to be at the O2 Arena. I'm most importantly glad that it's in London, though. That's quite important to me. So that'll be a good move. But again, we're hoping it's the O2.
It's important for the fight as well, because obviously you're both London boys. It would be good in, don't get me wrong, it'd be good in Manchester and Liverpool, great fight cities. But this is where you two are from. You're repping your cities. It has to be in London.
It has to be, man. People are going to link up and say, yo, these two are fighting. They're both from the ends. Let's go watch. Let's go support. So you don't want to be making a trek up north. Yeah. With all due respect, it's a south thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's good that it's in London.
We always talk about we're not going to look over him, and I know for a fact neither of you look over each other because you know what's on the line. But there is that carrot. Eddie slightly mentioned it, of potentially Canelo coming over here. He's got a tough task in himself against Bivol of coming over here in London. Is that sort of not in the back of your mind, but thinking, you know what, this is a stepping stone for me to progress to them big nights where I could potentially headline with a guy like Canelo and also put your skills to the test?
Yeah, I mean, without thinking ahead too much, it's good to know that, do you know what, winning this can lead to that.
Plan in place.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I said. I said, look, we'll fight each other, but let us know there's something good at the end. So that's a good carrot to dangle. But again, a promoter's a promoter. So if it happens, then I can say, do you know what? He said it happened.
What do you make of that fight? I'm going to ask you while you're here. Canelo and Dimitri Bivol. Obviously, you've seen what Bivol did in the ring against Craig. What do you make of that fight?
I still haven't seen that fight with Spider and Bivol, to be fair. Bivol and Canelo.
Hard to back against, isn't it?
Say that again?
Hard to back against Canelo?
Yeah, it's hard to go against Canelo because of what he's proven he can do, but I think Bivol's a good fighter. He should be the bigger man as well. I haven't seen him to say, oh, is he big at the weight or is he not? I'm not too sure, but I think, yeah, he's the champion at light heavyweight, so you want to think he's the bigger man. The size might matter, but we've seen Canelo again take out bigger men. So I think, again, boxing is always who gets it right on the night. That's what it is.
And can I just ask you, how does this fight end between you and Craig? What do you think now you can do? Obviously, you're predicting a win. Do you think you have it in you to stop this man?
I think anyone can get stopped. Anyone can get stopped. This is boxing. We've seen the kind of fights that's been happening recently. So
it's a mad game in it at the minute.
It's crazy. So I mean, I'm preparing to win. Of course, I want to win in good fashion. And you know me. I say if someone's hurt, I'm there. I'm the guy to take them out. So yeah, if I see an opening, I'll take it.
And finally, just before we go, have you got a message for the fans, the ones who supported you since day one to get you to this point?
Keep supporting. We've got a big fight, big task ahead, but I will be ready. Make sure you're there, most importantly, to support and to watch it. It'll be a good show.
Joshua Buatsi, thanks for talking to IntuBoxing. Absolute pleasure to speak to.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.